2 million fans celebrated on Copacabana Beach, oblivious that their night could have ended in tragedy. Lady Gaga, a global pop icon, stood at the center of it all, but behind the scenes, a sinister plot was unfolding. A plot involving explosives, deception, and possibly something even darker. Was this really just another foiled attack? Or is there a more shadowy truth hidden beneath layers of manipulation and secrecy? Lady Gaga's biggest moment, or darkest nightmare. November in Rio, over 2 million screaming fans gathered for the biggest concert of Lady Gaga's career. Copacabana Beach was packed beyond imagination, a vibrant sea of humanity stretching as far as the eye could see. The air pulsated with excitement as fans from across the globe sang, danced, and passionately embraced Gaga's empowering messages of acceptance and freedom. Neon lights and thundering beats created an electrifying atmosphere, but beneath this exhilarating facade lurked a terrifying secret. Unbeknownst to the jubilant crowd, authorities had quietly arrested suspects just hours before the concert. Suspects allegedly plotting a devastating attack designed to turn this night of celebration into one of unimaginable horror. Yet Gaga herself knew nothing. Why was such critical information deliberately withheld from the star? Was it truly to prevent panic, or was there a deeper, more sinister reason behind this secrecy? Silent authorities, protection, or conspiracy? The official line: police wanted to prevent panic, yet when superstar Taylor Swift faced similar threats in Vienna, the concerts were immediately cancelled without hesitation. Why was Gaga treated differently? Some whisper darker theories. Did authorities see Gaga's concert as an opportunity rather than a risk? Conspiracy theorists speculate authorities might have deliberately allowed the threat to fester behind closed doors, creating fear and uncertainty among the masses for hidden, manipulative objectives. Others suggest a chilling possibility. Perhaps the authorities themselves were not fully in control, mere puppets responding to powerful unseen forces determined to stage an event cloaked in symbolism, manipulation, and psychological control. Could this silence be indicative of deeper complicity, manipulation of public perception, or even a covert strategy to condition the public to accept heightened surveillance and control measures? The mysterious plot more than meets the eye. 2 suspects arrested, a supposed network recruiting teenagers online, yet remarkably little evidence revealed publicly. Raids across Brazil turned up electronic devices, but strangely, no explosives. Authorities claimed this was merely a collective challenge for online notoriety, but why target Gaga specifically? And why Copacabana Beach, known worldwide for iconic symbolic events? The lack of concrete evidence raises disturbing questions. Some theorists suggest that the suspects might have been scapegoats, set up to distract attention from a larger hidden agenda. Could these arrests have been staged or exaggerated to amplify fear? Were these teenagers truly masterminds, or vulnerable pawns manipulated by shadowy figures with ulterior motives? The disturbing lack of transparency suggests a chilling possibility. Perhaps the plot itself was engineered by powerful interests aiming to exploit chaos and fear, manipulating public opinion and fostering societal paranoia. Darker connections. The shadow entity theory. Could this alleged terror plot be orchestrated by unseen hands? Conspiracy theories quickly emerged, linking Gaga's concert to Illuminati symbolism, occult rituals, and psychological manipulation. Some believe that powerful shadow entities, secret societies, and elite cabals use global events like Gaga's concert to perform mass psychological rituals, feeding off public energy and fear. Symbolism experts point to Gaga's past performances, laden with esoteric imagery, suggesting she might be willingly or unwillingly involved in rituals that serve deeper occult purposes. The eerie choice of Copacabana Beach, historically associated with massive symbolic events, further fuels suspicions. Could Gaga's concert have been deliberately chosen as a global spectacle to amplify these hidden energies? Was the terror threat real, or was it merely a distraction to focus millions of eyes and souls on this event, creating a potent psychic field ripe for exploitation? Digital nightmare, online recruitment, or mass mind control. Authorities revealed teenagers were targeted by a group posing as Gaga's little monsters, using social media platforms as their playground. Under this harmless disguise, they disseminated violent, hateful, and psychologically manipulative content. But was this simply radicalization or part of a far-reaching digital experiment in mass mind control? Psychological experts warn of increasingly sophisticated techniques designed specifically to manipulate young, impressionable minds, exploiting their vulnerabilities and isolation through viral trends and online echo chambers. Some theorists argue these methods serve as tests for future propaganda campaigns, perfecting psychological tactics that could be employed on a broader scale to influence and control entire generations. Was Gaga's massive global fanbase targeted not just for radicalization, but for the systematic psychological programming of youth, paving the way for more sinister future objectives? Lady Gaga's strange silence. What is she hiding? Despite being the potential target of a highly publicized threat, Gaga remained eerily quiet. Her official statement, released through a spokesperson, claims she only learned of the threat after the show, through the media. But for an event of this magnitude involving over 2 million people and international security measures, could her team have truly been left out of the loop? Some insiders suggest otherwise. Rumors swirl about private communications between Gaga's security and federal agencies days before the concert, communications that may have been intentionally buried. Others argue that Gaga's silence wasn't ignorance, but strategy, a way to distance herself from the darkness swirling beneath her spectacle while preserving the illusion of joy and unity. Could this calculated silence be protecting more than just her brand? Is it possible Gaga knew more than she let on, but chose to remain silent to avoid unraveling something far more dangerous? When artists are as entrenched in controversy, symbolism, and conspiracy as Gaga, silence is rarely just silence. It becomes a signal, and for many, her silence that night spoke volumes. The Copacabana curse. History repeating itself. Copacabana has long been more than just a beach. It's been a stage for cultural rituals disguised as concerts. Madonna's 2023 performance drew eerie parallels. Recurring numerology, mirrored stage layouts resembling occult sigils, and mass choreographed movements that, to the trained eye, mirrored ancient ceremonial rites. Lady Gaga's show echoed that same energy. Was it coincidence or choreography under orders? The concert's visuals, pyramids of light, checkerboard stage patterns, and a recurring eye motif are symbols often linked to esoteric and Illuminati imagery. The timing too was suspect. Astrological alignments on the night of the show mirrored those in documented occult ceremonies. Some theorists claim these events function as mass psychic synchronizations, harnessing emotional highs and group energy for unseen rituals. Millions of people unified in emotion focused on a single icon, Lady Gaga, chanting lyrics, participating in symbolic movements. Is this entertainment or engineered emotional submission? Was the crowd unknowingly part of a larger, darker script, one written not in music but in manipulation? If this was a ritual, the true purpose may never be publicly known, but the emotional residue left behind is undeniable. And if it happened before, it may very well happen again. Media manipulation, distraction, or deception. News outlets quickly move past the bomb threat, leaving unanswered questions. Critics argue the Brazilian government and media deliberately minimized the event, using Gaga's concert as a distraction from deeper political turmoil and corruption scandals engulfing the nation. But was it just political damage control, or part of a wider, orchestrated effort to guide public attention? Some conspiracy theorists point to patterns: high-profile global events followed by media blackouts, shifting focus away from real-time atrocities, policy changes, or financial crimes. Was the Gaga concert used to overwrite public consciousness with a spectacle, while legislation was passed quietly behind the curtain? Even more disturbingly, several independent journalists reported their stories about the plot being taken down, suppressed, or demonetized. Algorithmic suppression, social media censorship, and keyword manipulation, all working in unison to bury the narrative. Could it be that the media isn't just ignoring the truth, but actively rewriting it? In an age where attention is currency, this concert became the perfect smokescreen, and if they can manipulate this narrative, what else have they reshaped right before our eyes? Illuminati in pop culture. Lady Gaga's dark legacy. Lady Gaga's career has long been wrapped in a fog of symbolism, secrecy, and suspicion. From the all-seeing eye to the monarch butterfly, her visuals drip with references that align eerily with known Illuminati imagery. Her performances are often described as theatrical, but some believe they are thinly veiled rituals. The infamous meat dress, the red veils, the geometric stage designs, each has been dissected by analysts and conspiracy theorists who argue that Gaga is not just an artist, but a messenger. sinister. In this worldview, Gaga doesn't just reflect culture, she shapes it on behalf of something far more powerful. Some believe she serves as a high priestess-like figure, strategically placed at the intersection of influence, music, and mass psychology. Her rise to fame was meteoric, but was it organic, or was she selected, groomed, and elevated to fulfill a greater purpose in a global agenda? Many have pointed to recurring patterns in her work, themes of transformation, rebirth, submission, and surveillance. Are these mere artistic obsessions or codes? Gaga's appearances at elite events, her connections to controversial fashion houses, and her recurring use of one-eye symbolism have only added fuel to the fire. If the Illuminati is real, many believe Gaga is its siren, singing not for applause, but for allegiance. Exposing the real puppet masters. Behind every public scandal lies a quiet architect, and in the case of the Gaga concert, the deeper you dig, the more unsettling the picture becomes. The suspects? Disposable. The official story? Paper thin, but the real power, hidden in plain sight. Whispers within intelligence circles speak of foreign influencers, black budget operations, and global think tanks pulling the strings, not just on this incident, but on dozens of coincidences across the entertainment world. Could this entire event have been part of a larger psychological operation aimed at testing mass response, obedience, and emotional programming? Some claim the concert wasn't just a distraction, but a dress rehearsal for future public manipulation on a global scale, a test of how quickly fear can be stoked, silenced, and repackaged into pop culture euphoria. And those who dared to ask the wrong questions, silenced, dismissed, or quietly removed from public platforms. The real puppet masters never show their faces, but their fingerprints are everywhere, on media spin cycles, on censored headlines, and on the hollow smiles of celebrities too powerful to be naive. So ask yourself this: if everything we saw was orchestrated, then who's really writing the script? And more importantly, what comes next? The shocking truth. Who really pulled the strings? This wasn't just a concert, this was a broadcasted ritual, disguised in glitter, music, and euphoria. A night that blurred the line between reality and spectacle. 2 million people danced while a storm brewed in the shadows, and the world watched with a smile, never realizing what they were part of. Was it a failed attack, or the perfect distraction? What if the real target wasn't Gaga, but your perception of reality itself? As the lights faded and the crowd dispersed, the true players, the hidden ones, remained unseen. Their goal, control, influence, power. And if this was just one night, imagine what's being planned next. Stay awake, stay questioning, because the show may have only just begun.